Carpaces when hunting up in North Texas. Was on my 4th property of the night and finally spied my first hog. And I'm getting video with my Nocpix Vista that I got from Tim at Tech Savvy Optics. And what I really need to do was to get the distance to it, so I'm going to turn on the laser rangefinder. And from outside of the gate, it looks like about 317 yards. And I'm going to switch over to my rifle inside the gate, and I'm getting video with my Bearing Optics Super Yoder LRF. And that hog is out there at about 312 yards or so from inside the gate. Now the wind isn't going to be a problem. It's blowing from left to right, slightly towards the hog. But that's not going to be a problem on my approach. Now here I've moved up quite a bit. I've got cattle off to the right. The hog is at the top of the hill. Let me get that in focus. Now this would be a good shot. Hog's out there about 150 yards or so. But I'm aiming skywards, and if I miss, that bullet's going to parts unknown, so I'm not going to take the shot over the horizon. Now the whole time during my stalk, this hog has been in motion, just stopping and snacking at various points along the way. Now he's on the move kind of quickly, which has my interest. I'm not sure where he's going. Then he stops, he starts snacking again, then he continues on. However, notice that he's passing behind a fence post, so somewhere in the process of my stalk, he's moved over to the other side of the fence, which is actually the neighbor's property in this case, and so I don't have a shot. However, in the opposite direction, there's another hog. Now this hog either came in following me, or I came in upwind of it, crossed in front of it, and it was never able to win me. Either way, I don't have any idea how this hog got to be here. It wasn't here when I entered the field, and now it is, and now it's my only viable target. That I hope to be getting a shot at with my TX-15 multi-purpose carbine enhanced from Lone Star Armory, through which I'm going to be shooting some Nosler ballistic tip 120 grain bullets donated by Michael Wiegertz, loaded by Drill Hill Armory and the Starline Brass. And the Boars out there at about 174 yards. Here we go. Nice shot to the neck, and then shot to the opposite side of the neck, and I've got a boar down.
Brass Catcher by Tactical Brass Recovery.
He came in at 190 pounds. And I will be doing carpe analysis at Trauma Diaries number 76 on this hog, but not the next one. In the meantime, this is how I've started loading up hogs. I've gotten a new lift that requires some assembly, and it's actually quite easy to assemble. Comes in 3 parts. That one just goes in the trailer hitch slot. Here's the platform for lifting the hog, and then the hoist part. And it actually goes on a round post, and this will actually pivot here in a second. So pulling down the cable to hook to the platform. Now the hardest part of the whole deal right here is just dragging this hog onto the lift plate. And everything else is easy. No straining of the back or anything. That's 190 pounds going up fairly easily. Now how do you get it from the plate into the bed? Well, that's fairly simple. Once you get it high enough, there we are. The whole thing just spins on that round post in the middle. Lowered it back down a little bit, roll them back off, and just repeat the process in reverse. Take everything apart, and the whole process took about 4.5 minutes from start to finish. Moving on to the next property, I came in here at the bottom. I'm going to be shooting a hog here in the center of the screen at about 135 yards. It's going to run to the east, and it's going to die in the creek. Here's where I'm getting first view of the hog through the rifle scope. It's there between the trees. I need to change position. The wind is not in my favor, but the wind isn't really blowing at all, so that's not a problem. However, I think he knows I'm here as he starts to go on the move. He's sniffing the air. Yeah. So he's out there at 135 yards. That should be a nice double lung shot. Second shot is stopped by a ballistic tree, and he runs behind the knoll, and eventually I find him down in the creek, and he came in at 230 pounds, and he did it for my night. Carpe sus, my friends.